What's good everyone, welcome back to another video. So sorry that I did not have a video last week because I was busy with school, but nonetheless, I'm back now with another weekly video. And this video I'll be updating my thoughts on Bitcoin since we are sitting at 25k, which is a very heavy resistance. So let's get it. In this video, I'll be discussing what are my short-term targets and what are my plans for Bitcoin. Stay tuned. Alright, so since my last Bitcoin update, I mentioned when I was discussing about Bitcoin's price, it was around 22,800 if I was not wrong. And I said that we are most likely going to retest the 22,400 at least. And the next target we would pull back to was at least 21,400. And that's exactly what Bitcoin did. We retested 22,400, could not hold, and further dumped down to at the previous resistance turn support. Okay, just towards the left side, we had a big dump in November because of the FTX crash. We have came back up, reclaimed, and retested support. I expected price to dig deeper down to at least 20,000 regions, but it did not. Instead, it maintained support at 21,400 and we bounced from there. Later, I'll go through to why I think 20,000 is still likely to be tapped in the coming days to weeks. Alright, so anyway, moving on, I wanted to actually buy spot on many altcoins at the 20,000 region because that's the best risk to reward, I feel. But nonetheless, when I saw that price managed to hold above 21,500 pretty strongly, I DCA'd into some spot positions. And right now, I'm currently just holding Blur. If you guys do not know, it's a new exchange that recently just launched their token, doing pretty well, and also Zilliqa. Just two altcoins because I think we're going to get a pullback really soon. Right, so what next, right? Anyway, in my previous video, I also mentioned that if price of Bitcoin manages to hold above the 21 and 34 EMAs on the weekly time frame, it is showing signs of bullishness. And that means that the market is kind of still in the bear market rally or start of a bull market, whatever you want to call it. In any case, this means that price of Bitcoin is still very bullish as long as it holds the weekly 21 and 34 EMAs. Sorry about that. You can see very nicely that price pulled back to, okay, it came below the 21 EMA, but still is above the 34 EMA. And to me, as I mentioned before in one of my earliest videos, how to determine whether a price of an asset is bullish or not, especially for Bitcoin, as long as the weekly goes above the 21 and 34 EMA, it is bullish. Okay, so anyway, we're still in a tight range. Okay, I've drawn this range over here, 70,500, and the local high is about 25,200. We are still trading among this range. I previously mentioned that when we reclaim this level, we are going to get a huge push up to at least 21,400. We did. We came back even higher and put back to literally the mid-range and previous support. And now we bounce from here, literally from range to range. We've gone from range lows, mid-range, pull back to the mid-range to the range highs. So what next? To me, I feel that Bitcoin has pushed up a lot and I still think it is bound to reverse pretty soon and would have a retracement to at least the 20,000 regions around this area. Okay, why do I say that? So moving on to the daily, you can see I have drawn a wave pattern, a 5-wave pattern. To me, this is what I see in the market. The first wave was from here to here. This is the second wave pullback. Third wave is usually the biggest wave, the biggest push. So this is my wave 3. Wave 4 was the pullback, and now this is wave 5. Right now, wave 5, we have already we are approaching the end of wave 5 because we have already broken the previous higher high. And therefore, I'm thinking that once we complete this wave 5, we're going to get a major pullback to at least retest back this 21,500 and this liquidity zone over here, the 20,400 regions. I think that we're going to test it again before we make a new high. All right. So when will this wave 5 end? I do not know, but I think we are approaching a very huge resistance soon. We already at a huge resistance. You can see price to break this 25k area for quite some time now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days of price action failing to break. But I expect we got a final push up to take out all these stops lying around here. You know, all these shorters, all their stops should be lying around here. I want price to break at least break to the upside for a little bit to maybe about 26k ish, and then when we come back down, I'm going to short this down to at least 21,400, and my main target again, as I said again, around 20,400. What's my reasoning and why I think it won't push even higher than that? Well, I just think that the traditional markets, the stock markets, are approaching and ranging in higher time frames at a very key resistance. And so I think that the traditional markets are going to pull back, have a huge pullback soon, and that is why that I'm going to time it with Bitcoin as well. Well, this is my main bias right now because we are at huge resistance. It's showing signs that it does not want to continue further up anymore and it's bound to have a retracement, and that's my thoughts. I could be wrong where price manages to break, hold above 25,200. Okay, something like this. It breaks up to above 25,200, holds above, okay, does not want to break back down, and then it's going to go higher to at least 28k and possibly tapping the resistance levels around 32,000. Okay, but I don't think Bitcoin is ready for that yet, and I still think this scenario will likely to play out. Okay, ending that wave 5 to around maybe 26,100 ish. Okay, my target is actually very simple. Let me clear this chart. Okay, just simply using a Fibonacci from the bottom when the pump began all the way to the local high over here, the previous local high. You can see it put back to the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement level. We pump from there, and the target is the negative 0.27 Fib extension, which is about 26k 200, and that is my target for this last wave 5. Okay, this last wave 5, my target is around 26,200. That should cap the up price. We should go up, come back down. This is my short target. Okay, so when do you load up? Do I think that there is still another push up to the upside? To me, yes. I still think we have a last push to the upside. To me, this entire move is my wave 1. Okay, I think the retracement will be my wave 2, and the last push will be the wave 3 to at least around 28 to 30k, and then we have our new huge wave back down to retest at least the 15k's and possibly lower. That is my long-term plans, but for now we play short-term. In my short-term analysis, again, I expect price to push a little bit higher, comes back down below, forms a deviation, holds back below 25,000, then I short it down to at least 21,400 and 20,400. Okay, so during this dip, most altcoins will fall about 10 to 20%, and that's where I'm going to load up on spot again. All right, and the altcoins that I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I'll link it up on the top right hand corner. You can check it out. Those are the coins that I want to pick up during this huge dip if it happens. All right, but if price just holds above 21,200, I would not FOMO in. I will just stick to whatever I have already, and just plan accordingly. Don't FOMO and buy in here because I think the risk to reward is just not there, and that's about it. Okay, let it push up to wherever you want to go, and then we'll see from there. So that's all for my video today. Hope this video finds you well, and this is just my thoughts on Bitcoin. I could be wrong, I could be right. Who cares? We just play the ranges, and just as long as you trade manage, have good risk management, that's all good. Alright. Okay, stay safe. Remember, the markets are always here, but your capital may not. Peace.